everybody who's watching. Um, my name is Dr. Prabhnoor Saraya. I am a first-year family medicine resident in University of North Dakota. So this session is more about what you have to do after you've submitted the application. Um, I know this thing is really anxiety stricken. This period is going to be like that, and it's going to remain like that. That's the reality of it until unless you don't get the results. And even after that, it's going to be some anxiety. So the session that I have is going to be split into two halves. So one, I'm going to tell you something about on the technicality issue, like what you have to do, what you can do to increase your chances. And the other, because I always am a very big advocate of mental health and mental stuff. So I'm going to touch base upon that too, just so that, you have like good mental peace during all of these months. That I want everybody who is in this journey and who's submitted the application or who's thinking of next year or whatever, who's thinking of the journeys to be in contact with either the program coordinators or the program directors. Okay. And it does not have to be after you submit the application. It can be way, way before you submit the application as well. So now after you submitted the application, just reach out to them. The first thing I would suggest and advice is to reach out to the program directors. Okay. So I know you've given out your letter of interests and everything, but they receive so many emails in a day that your letter might get burdened out like in like hundreds of thousands, so they won't even recognize or notice. So I would recommend now that reach out to them, do a follow-up email of whatever you've written. Just do a follow-up email, maybe like once in a month or twice in a month, and then as you progress, do it like once, twice, once in a week or once in 2 weeks. Just let them know that you're still interested and you're looking forward. And even if you've applied to like 300 programs or you can't do all those programs, so filter out what you really want. It can be based on geography, it can be based on your interest, whatever, top 50 or top 75, whatever programs that you want to attain or you want to get into. Start reaching out to them and keep reaching out to them. Okay, don't be pestering. I mean, don't be don't repeat the same lingo in your email again and again. Be creative, be like think yourself on the other end of the table. And if I keep reading the same email again and again, I know it's going to be a copy paste email, so I don't want that. So just tweak your emails a little bit every time you reach out, and attach your ERAS CV along with, so that they know what's going on, what's not going on and stuff. And this was the first thing. So reaching out, letting them know that you're interested and that, you want a position, and research about that program. So first research about that program, see what you like in that program and mention that in your email, so that they know that you've been thorough with their program, you've seen the program, see what special events they've done. Maybe they have some volunteer group homes or group meetings, or they might have done something really stellar that they're very proud of. Search for that, take your time, search for that and mention that if you find that really interesting. Okay, one thing was this. And the second thing was regarding the step 3. So for people who've not done step 3, I would recommend doing that in this interim as well. So it's not like you've submitted and you can't do step 3 and then you have to do it or push it off to later. You can always utilize this time till the time you have your match results to do step 3. And you can tell your programs too. So in the emails that you're doing, if you have some new upcoming thing that you've done, you can relay that information to your program coordinators or program directors and through your email, that okay, hey, so and so, blah blah blah, I have recently completed my step 3 and I passed. And then you can highlight that and let them know that this is a new thing that you've done during the match process, and they really really like it. And I have seen that programs prefer if you've done step 3, because now everybody is doing step 3. Okay, so like 10 years back or 5 years back, it was not that competitive. Right now it is. So everybody is doing everything, every check marking every aspect of that checklist. So you want to check mark every aspect of the checklist yourself too. so that you can be in that race. Okay, I know it's very like anxiety and very like I like a race. It's not a race, but um if you imagine a PD reading a profile of a step 1 done, step 2 done, 3 done, clinical rotations done, research done, he's obviously going to, um, turn his heads towards that profile. So that's all I'm saying. If you've not done your step 3, do your step 3 and let them know, let your program know that you've done your step 3 through your email. And even if you get a date like really near to your match results, even if you cannot tell your program during before the the whole process before the match results come in, and even after that I've seen people give the step 3 and then they tell the program coordinator that I've already done, so it might change your visa if the program sponsors both the visas. So I've seen that situation too. So in my case, I did my step 3 after the results, and I told my program that I've done step 3 and stuff. So my J1 had already started, the process had already started. So that was the only tricky thing of why they could not shift me into H1B. They had a spot available for H1B, so be very wary of that. Okay, so obviously H1B is preferred. If you're doing fellowships, if you want to do fellowships, yes, J1 is preferred because J1 allows you to do a lot of fellowships. A lot of fellowships sponsor you with J1. So if your end goal is that, yes, obviously do that. Be on J1, but overall, in a long-term perspective, according to my perspective, I would say H1B. So start like think about that. Okay, even if you can't do this, even if you can't share your program, and if you've got an interview and then you still have time to switch before you start your visa process, do that. That's going to be really beneficial. Okay, and that was the second point that I wanted to bring up. And the third point I wanted to bring up was continual clinical experience. I know you've given the application and I know it's tiring, but just don't have a space out in these months, because a lot of times during interviews, the faculty, they really want to know what you're doing right now, and they can really gauge, are you speaking the truth, are you not speaking the truth, because they have a lot of follow-up questions. So if you're not in that program or in that experience, and you're just saying it to say it, they will know it. So even if it's like a volunteer work, even if it's like once in 2 weeks, even if it's like a charitable clinic that you want to go to, just keep that clinical experience going. Do something about that, like till the match results, because they're going to ask you, they want to know what you're doing, and they prefer that you be in that clinical experience and not just do the clinical experience just for the match. They want to know that you're really interested in doing the clinical experience, and that's why you're doing it, not just for the match you're doing it. So that's the whole perspective. During one of my rotations, I was in pediatrics outpatient rotation, and there was a volunteer who, I don't know if she was from here or where, but she was volunteering just to open gates. So, I mean, it sounds really lame. It might be, I don't know. But then she can still add that experience because she was in that clinic, she was doing something, and she can still say that, okay, I was helping. Maybe she's helping the elderly population, maybe the ones who are handicapped. They can't open gates themselves. So anything that you can do to make these months, more fruitful in front of the program directors, faculty coordinators, you should do it. So that was the third thing that I really wanted to talk about. And besides this, so one thing, just keep emailing your desired programs. Let them know about the new upcoming things that you have in your life. So give step 3, even if you've submitted the application, and then keep like doing the clinical experience as much as you can. The major thing apart from this is to keep your calm and to keep your cool. That's very, very important. And that I'm saying this because I've been in that road, and I know you'll get palpitations, you'll get headaches, you'll be insomniac, you'll think like so many things will be on your mind. but it's important to just take a break. And everybody who submitted the application, I know there are a lot of hurdles that you've gone through, financial, maybe it's like your step scores, maybe it's clinical rotations, maybe it's something just simple as a visa. There are a lot of things that we go through as IMGs. So give yourself credit that you've come up till here. It's not an easy thing. Okay. And just make a game plan. That's all. The major takeaway from this session is just make a game plan. Put on like one, first I want to do this, second I want to do this, and third I want to do this. And just stick to it throughout these months. And like spend time with your family besides this